Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. We've got a lot to talk about as per usual. I'm giggling a little bit because we're already having a good time, so we're just ready for you guys to join into that. First, we're going to talk about this John Wall situation. I think this is the absolute worst case scenario for him, but it is what it is. We're going to break that down. And then Chris is going to tell us about PJ Washington getting maybe some advice from Nick Young. It's not direct advice, but I feel like everyone PJ's position maybe should take this advice. So he's going to get into that for us. But before we get into all that, make sure you've hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. And now let's meet the Fumble Squad. I'm your host, Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at JRay the Fanatic.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K. What's up, Jackie?
What's happening? Real quick before we jump into everything, I know you saw what happened with our Saints. All them COVID situation. Are you nervous about that at all?
Well, I mean, Sean Payton said that everybody was 100% vaccinated, so hopefully it's nothing that we should be too worried about. But yeah, it's crazy how we all got hit. I'm blaming Green Bay. Or I'm blaming Florida, because our home was in Jacksonville, so I'm blaming Florida.
Yeah, so I blamed Ida because Ida is the one who sent us to Florida. So it's Ida's fault.
Oh, look at you going a step further. Okay, I'm with that. Damn it, Ida. I like that. Yep.
Yep. All right, but we're going to bounce back from it because we on this high right now. But let's get to someone who's not necessarily on the same high. Let's get into this first need-to-know news situation because this one is interesting to me. We all know the John Wall situation with the injury that he had to overcome. And then, of course, him coming back, not being his 100% self, but you saw the sparks there. And then, of course, James Harden said he wanted to play with him. And then Houston, as per usual, did what they always do when it came to James Harden. They got him what he wanted. They got John Wall there. That didn't work because almost immediately after John Wall got there, James Harden was basically dissing the whole squad, saying that there wasn't enough talent there. He made it known to everybody that he didn't want to play, kind of threw a temper tantrum and all that good stuff. So now here we are with John Wall being on this team that, isn't what he thought it would be. NBA training camp starts on the 28th. And now the Rockets are like, okay, we're not going through all this mess again. John Wall has expressed that he wants to play for a team that is a contender. So the Rockets, in my opinion, are doing this right. Like, we're not going to let you throw this tantrum and distract from our team. So they kind of forced his hand. They basically said, we will keep John Wall on the bench indefinitely until we find him a new home. So
all right.
In a nicer term, in a meeting with John Wall and the Rockets, they basically explained to John Wall the direction of the franchise, that the team wants to go, and they want to protect his health. So because they don't want to jeopardize his fitness, and agreed that would be the route less complicated. So they basically have bought out his contract. He's going to be sitting on the bench. So I got a few reactions to this, but before I get into those, Chris, tell me your immediate reaction to this.
It sucks. I feel bad for John Wall. Not in the sense like the Houston Rockets are doing them dirty. No, I think the Rockets are handling it perfectly. I think, like you said, the Rockets learned from their lessons. Rockets are clearly in rebuild mode. I'm really excited to watch them this year because they have my favorite rookie of the draft in Jalen Green, and they also got a sleeper in Josh Christopher. But as far as me feeling bad for John Wall is, like you mentioned, he was actually playing solid last year after coming back from two really catastrophic injuries. So I don't see a team making a deal for him because his contract is garbage. It's almost mirroring what Kemba Walker's situation was with Oklahoma City, and then they randomly bought him out, and then the Knicks were able to get him on a cheaper deal. So unless the Rockets are able to do something similar to that, I don't see John Wall going anywhere. That contract is very, very disgusting. I don't care how well he played. He's not playing to the level of that contract, which I feel like he's just going to be stuck on the bench until the Rockets finally give in and buy him out. But, yeah, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for him, too. I just don't think he's the same player that he was before these injuries.
For sure.
And I think that's – but, it's hard to get back to that, especially when you have two of those injuries. So it's hard to get back to that. But yeah, so a lot of people have reactions to this. I'm going to throw up this first reaction because I feel like I saw something similar in our chat a second ago. But this first person says, why can't this guy find a home? For being a top NBA player, no one seems to want him long term. And then this person says his attitude plays no defense and doesn't make the team he plays on better. He thinks he's entitled. I could go on, but you get the hint. I saw someone in the chat say something similar. Chris, what are your thoughts on that one?
Too far. He had me on the defense and the team not really moving the needle on his team, right? But then the entitled stuff, I don't know about all that. I never seen John Wall to be someone that feels entitled. He definitely came into the league with a lot of hype and a lot of energy, and people were excited about him. But right now, I feel like the injuries humbled him. I've never, because I mean, he had every opportunity to try and get out last year with the James Harden stuff, and he said, no, I'm riding it out with the Rockets, and I respected that. So that part threw me off a little bit. I had to look at the logo real quick to see who was saying it, and I'm like, okay. The other stuff, the defense and the being able to lead a team, and not lead a team, but be able to have a winning team, that so far it's been true, unfortunately.
Yeah, that tweet kind of made me want to dive a little bit deeper, because when I looked at his stats, I'm like, his stats aren't bad. Like, he's averaging 20.6 points a game, 6.9 assists,
right?
At least 2 steals, and you guys know how I feel about steals. But his effective field goal percentage was 8 points, which was one of the league's lowest averages. So it's one of those things where maybe the stats don't tell the whole story. But we were talking about trades. Now, obviously, my first question is, do you think Ben Simmons could be in a trade? You can throw that one back up, Leo, because I want to. It's kind of small, so let me kind of read it. Okay. If y'all came in the chat, so it's on the one side. It says for the Rockets, they would get Tristan Thompson, Tobias Harris, and Marvin Bagley, and then the 76ers would get John Wall, Christian Wood, Buddy Hield, and then some draft picks, and then the Kings would get Ben Simmons, Daniel Theis, and then Deshaun Tate. So here's the thing. I don't think any of these trades actually work. But let me ask you, Chris, do you think that this is a viable... I don't think any of them work. I do think the only one that works is because it does kind of seem to be the contract dumping ground is OKC. I think OKC would work, but OKC wasn't listed anywhere in that trade. But contractually, I don't know if this trade works, and that was put up by Hoops something. So what do you think about that trade?
It's garbage. The Rockets are in the driver's seat here. Like, the Rockets lost that trade. The hell? How'd they get no draft picks? They gave away Christian Wood in the deal when Christian Wood that's unnecessary crossfire right there. No, that's garbage. It's not happening. The Rockets are in the driver's seat in this trade because of the fact that they're trying to get rid of John Wall, and they're going to make sure that they can get something out of it, or John Wall's just going to sit there. They're going to have to pay him regardless. So they'd rather him sit the 2 years and they can continue to rebuild than go up there and give him away and Christian Wood and Deshaun Tate and Daniel Theis, guys that are going to be a part of this team right now that can help them start the rebuild. So I don't know. To me, that's a weird move. And also, the Sixers aren't giving up Tobias Harris. They got Doc's there. Doc loves him some Tobias Harris. So I understand. I don't know. It was a nice 2K trade, but in real life, I don't see that happening for sure.
Is there any trade with John Wall and the 76ers where this Ben Simmons, we can finally settle this Ben Simmons situation? Is there anything that works?
They'd have to give up a lot of draft picks because, like I said, unless they really want Ben Simmons and then they are willing to give like Christian Wood and John Wall and something like that and some picks to get Ben Simmons, I just don't see it likely. I don't see that happening for the Rockets. I'm trying to think if that would be. I think that would be a cool fit with the young squad that they got over there. That'd be pretty fun to watch. I don't know if they're gonna be winning many games, but it'd be fun. That'd be for sure. Ben Simmons' game will probably be a little bit better, but they ain't gonna be winning much. But man, that'd be a lot of draft picks because the Sixers are they'll get a good starting point guard in John Wall, a solid point guard in John Wall, but that's a big contract that they're taking on for. And I don't know. That's a lot to me. That's a lot for a little, in my opinion.
Okay, so the biggest potential landing spots that I saw online was Orlando and OKC. Do you think that either?
How many guards does Orlando need? Unless they're trading some of these guards away.
The logic was this is what Orlando does. They'll just see somebody that they feel, or I'm sorry, OKC does. Like, okay, we see somebody who's cool, let's grab them. That was the logic. And they still have a lot in cap space. They have from what I looked at, they have the most to be able to potentially make this work as far as their cap. I don't know if just because you have the cap space, you go out and get it. But that's when I was looking into it, those were the two spots, Orlando or OKC.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you feel like neither one of those is good.
No, just Orlando. I don't understand. Orlando drafted point guards for the last 3 drafts. They got 3 all-star level point guards at some point in their career on the same team. So I don't know what the hell they'd be doing unless they're trading those point guards away to get them. But OKC, yeah, it makes a lot of sense for sure. I mean, especially if they can get some picks out of the deal, then OKC will feel like they win. They'll eat the contract. That's what they do. Like you mentioned, that's what they do. They're known for doing this. Chris Paul, Kemba Walker, now John Wall. It's just what they do. They have no problem eating these contracts and then flipping them for something else. So it just makes a lot of sense if they decide to go that route. I don't know when they're going to decide to stop that game and then actually try and compete and play basketball. That's a question I have for them. But as of right now, like you said, they have the cap to do it. They get more draft picks out of it. I don't see why they wouldn't if they want to go that route.
Yeah, Mike Glock said something that this is the first time anyone said, at least in anything that I was reading. He says, Wall to Toronto.
Ooh, I like that. They'd have to give up too much, though, unfortunately, Toronto, because they don't really have many pieces except for good young pieces, so they'd have to give up too much. That'd be a nice fit, though. I see what you're looking at, though.
All right, well, we shall see. We shall follow this one closely. I actually think that Houston's playing this one right, though. I think that they've gotten ahead of this. Like, we're not going to let you kind of cause a distraction for our organization. We're going to nip this in the bud right now, and we're going to work behind the scenes. I think they handled this flawlessly, so well done on that. And then we'll just have to keep an eye on what happens with John Wall. But let's move on to this next one because this next one just makes me smile ear to ear because I know you guys don't like when I say this, but I say this all the time. People who play in the NBA, NFL, whatever, it is their job. So just like when you have a job, if there comes a point where you can't see any growth potential or it's not meeting your needs as an employee, you can and you should move on. And Carmelo Anthony is kind of echoing that sentiment. I'm going to show you this. He says, I don't feel like there's loyalty in sports. Sports is just sports. It's a business. So his full quote, I'm just going to read you the whole thing. It says, I don't feel like there's loyalty in sports. When you talk about loyalty then and what my morals is based off, I still carry off those basics, the basics of loyalty today in my life. Sports is just sports. It's a business. There's no loyalty. There's no loyalty in sports. You're an athlete. That's your profession. You get paid to do that. No one has to be loyal to you. Me just kind of knowing that and having that mentality growing up and learning that I know what loyalty feels like and I know what it feels like when somebody is disloyal to you or not as loyal as you are. I still carry those basics of loyalty with me today. Obviously, Carmelo's going through some things where he thought some people were loyal to him and he found out they were not. But I still 100% agree with this sentiment. A lot of people on that ESPN Instagram, they were like, Kobe, Dirk, say less. But they forget that Kobe did request a trade when things weren't going right with him, with the Lakers. It's just that the Lakers were able to fix that. But again, that leads me back to what I said. When things weren't going right for Kobe, Kobe was like, let me out of here. Lakers was like, okay, wait. Let's talk about it. Let's figure this out. That's what you should do on your job. If your job is not doing what you want, you be like, I'm out. And they be like, wait. We value you. We want to show you that we value you. That rarely happens in regular life.
I was going to say, if I see what you're going for. Right.
But you can try it. You can definitely try it. But what do you think about Carmelo's thought process?
So you had me confused for a second because he said sports are sports. It's a business. I'm like, wait, not all sports are a business. But he meant in the NBA. So I was like, all right, I'll get back to Mel. Oh, he threw me off there. But no, I mean, we both agree on this. I completely agree. It's unfortunate because you would love to see those Kobe stories, those, Tony Parker or not even Tony Parker, like Tim Duncan, story. You want to see those again. But at the same time, if the team is not going to do anything to benefit you and then you're going to be a Bradley Beal for your entire career, why the hell put yourself through that kind of mess? You know what I mean? To me, it just makes the most sense. It has to be a two-way street. Like you mentioned with Kobe. Kobe asked for his trade, and he was going to be sent over to the Bulls or even the Clippers. If it was one of the two, whatever. But they said, no, hold on. We can make this work. Hold on. We got something in the works. And then Pau Gasol came. Boom, they're good. And Dirk Nowitzki was a similar situation where the team were Dirk wasn't playing well enough, and the team was going to give up on him. But then Dirk upped his game, and then they upped who they put around him. And Dirk had some great teams around him up until he finally won a championship later on in 2011. Sorry, Jackie, had to bring it up. So it happens. There's more to it than just these players staying long term. Steph Curry is going to be a Warrior for the rest of his life because he won with the Warriors. It goes down. There's all those players that you talk about that have been there their entire career. Look at why they're there for the entire career. It just doesn't work for everybody. I'm sure LeBron James, if they actually gave him a team in Cleveland, he would have loved to stay with Cleveland his entire career. If Derrick Rose never got hurt, he would have loved to have been a Bull his entire career. Like, situations happen. So, I'm completely with Carmelo Anthony on this one. He tried to push his luck with the Knicks as long as he could. The Knicks didn't do a damn thing for him, and he left. And I get it. You know what I mean? Phil Jackson came and ruined the relationship. I get it. So, I completely agree with Carmelo Anthony on this one.
Yeah, and I think you nailed it. I think that Bradley Beal and Dame Dollar need to have this kind of mindset, because otherwise you're going to end up at the end of your career and you're going to look back and you're going to have some regrets, even because especially if you never win a championship. If you win it, then it'll be rewarding to you. But if you don't, you're going to look back and just say, damn, if I had gone here, I wonder, what is.
Right.
So I agree with you. Zen Master, I appreciate your level of petty. So I'm going to just read your comment, because he says when Ella out here talking about loyalty and all that, and Zen Master said, wonder what Lala would say. I just appreciate that level of petty.
Touché.
So I had to put it out there.
Touche.
I had to put that out there. You're right. Touché. Carmelo's still my boy though, but you're right. So
yeah.
I think we're all in agreement on that one. So I don't have much else to say about that. So on this hump day, let's go into the post up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to post up on hump day with your boy Chris. What's up, y'all? That Lala one, I was not ready for that. Good. I see you, Zen. Touche, Zen. Touche. But yeah, let's start it off with some fun here in today's post up, and we're talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now we see Giannis playing a lot of sports, and he could probably be scary at damn near any sport he picks up. But would you have imagined Giannis picking up table tennis? Well, now he's on the. A lot of NBA players are solid at table tennis, but he feels like he's the one. He said, "I just played paddle tennis." That's what he's calling it for the first time. You don't want this smoke. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, being as big as he is, that could be a pro and a con at the same time, because he could probably get anywhere on the board, but also he could probably miss some spots because he's so big. I don't know. Jackie Ray, how is your table tennis game, and are you taking the challenge with Giannis Antetokounmpo?
My table tennis game is very good. I want the smoke. You
want the smoke.
I want the.
Let's put together. The people upstairs, the Fumble, let's get together. I will film. I'll be on the sideline. I'll be instigating everything, because unlike Jackie Ray, my table tennis game is garbage. I am trash at table tennis. The only thing I can play on a table tennis board is beer pong. That's the only game you can put me on there. I can't play table tennis.
Beer pong too. So what we'll do is
I'll beat. See, that's different.
Tennis, and then we'll challenge him and his girl to beer pong. We gotta win. And then when the Fumble wins both,
we get the championship trophy.
We get the championship trophy, and he has to give us exclusive every single week. I'm thinking about the big picture.
My bad. You know, we're thinking about the company over here. Like, yeah, we get that trophy. We can win both of those. We get his MVP trophy. You're right. No, I like hers better. Yeah, we get an interview with Giannis. You're right. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Yeah, I don't want the smoke, but Jackie Ray, we got to put it together. I want to see this. I want to see it. I want to see if it's real, especially since he thinks he's good, but he's just starting. My money will be on Jackie for sure. My money will be on Jackie for that one.
There was no video.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. We need video. Yeah, he ain't real. He ain't real. He is not real. But yeah, put it together. Let's put it together upstairs. Let's see if we can figure it out. Call us people and have our people call. Whatever you guys do. But next up, I actually love this one. James Harden keeping it real with the youth, keeping it real with the up-and-comers. I love this. Now, when I started playing basketball, what the kind of language and the kind of conversation James Harden had with these kids is this kind of conversation I had when I first started playing basketball. I played basketball like throughout my childhood, but I didn't play official, 5-on-5 referee and stuff like that till I was about 10 years old, 11 years old. And jumping right into it, the coaches I had were talking exactly like James Harden. So I love that he's keeping it real with these kids because everybody sees what they see on TV. They see what's going on 2K, and then, they think that it's just easy to be a pro. No, there's a lot of work that comes into it. And James Harden, he dropping some knowledge on these kids right here. Here's the video.
I was watching them down here. I'm like, damn, y'all had a whole workout for how long? How long y'all done it for? 6 o'clock. You ain't even sweat. You ain't even sweat. Like, y'all ain't, what y'all doing? Like, you supposed to be drenched when you walk out this motherfucker. Like, and this was a light day for me because I'm trying to still in rehab. And I'm talking about when it's time to go, well, y'all should be fucking drenched. Talking about I don't sweat. You better make yourself sweat. Like, you ain't putting in the work. You going through the drills. Yeah, it sounds good. I was in the gym for an hour and a half. Nah, for real. It's solid, but you're supposed to be working your ass out. Every rep you like game rep. Not just I shot 10 shots, but then them motherfuckers just like, nah, everyone is game shot. It's like that's what you prepared for. You going an hour and a half, just going through the motion, you wasting your goddamn time.
Damn, I love that. I love that. I mean, a lot of time now. I feel like it's. I'm trying to. How can I say this politically? I feel like we tend to be a little bit softer on the youth coming up. Like, no pressure. You can do what you want to do. Believe in your da. But for those who really think that they have what it takes, that really want a goal like this, that's what you got to hear. You don't want to hear the like you did a good job. No. You only took 500 shots today, and you think you're going to go pro? All right, that's funny. You ain't even sweating. Like, for James Harden to talk to them that way, I love that. I was looking at some of the kids, and they're looking like me when I used to get in trouble from my parents. They'd give them one of these where they hear him, but they ain't hearing nothing going on. Like, okay, Mr. Harden. Now, I hope they're actually hearing what he's saying. I think that he dropped a lot of truth there. Now, Jackie, I know James Harden's your boy. How you feel about him spending some knowledge on the kids like that? And do you disagree? Do you think he was too harsh? What do you think?
I think he's 100%, and I think, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but I think that their coach is trash. I think that the fact that James Harden had to say that, and I'm not even being funny, because I think about when I was playing ball at their age, and I remember when we used to, there was always those really girly girls that would come in and they would just learn and make,
I'm sure.
Back then. And when they would come in, if they walked out and their face was intact, coach was like, no, we're going to work until you sweat that off. There ain't no way you should be out there. Coach would make us, if we did the whole thing or we were trying to mimic our favorite player and we had our hand up, we had to run around like that for the rest of the game, And then if one person kept doing the same mistake over and over again and we didn't hold that person accountable, we all had to run suicides. We wasn't getting out of there with no lax practice just because we got to teach the kids right or be soft on them. We didn't do none of that. And the fact that James Harden has to come in here and say, oh, you guys aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing, I think that the coach is trash. That's just me.
No, and that's fact. No, that's 100% fact. And that's the unfortunate side of high school basketball is like everyone thinks that they can be a coach, and then a lot of things come into it where they're not that guy, they're not that kind of coach. For James Harden called him out straight up. Like, you've been here since 6:30 and none of them sweating. Like, he's directing at the kids, but that was a shot at the coach. And I don't even think the coach noticed that. So I completely agree with that. I talk about all the time. I'm not going to talk about it now, but my little brother went through a similar situation. He was a great player, but had a coach that wasn't really like that. Unfortunately, the school was good, but the coach wasn't like that. So, yeah, it tends to happen. I think that, like I said, those kids are very lucky to have a situation where an NBA player, nonetheless, one of the best scorers in the NBA, in James Harden, is right there to just keep it real with them. Like, yeah, you can sit there and take your little pretty shots, but that ain't going to make you better. You know what I mean? You got to make sure you're taking game shots every time you shoot the damn ball. So, yeah, I thought that was dope. Let's see that from James Harden. Still hate that you're a Brooklyn Net. Moving off of the fake New York team and onto the real New York team. We're talking about RJ Barrett, ladies and gentlemen. RJ Barrett. Now, here, this is not a good one because RJ Barrett. Now, mine is so the kid is 21 years old, but he moves like he in his 40s. This kid, he does not use social media. He's not about posting his workout videos. Like, we've seen so many workout videos this offseason because other people are posting it. So much so that when he was in a workout venue, he played well. He didn't come back to that workout. Went to a different workout because he's like, oh, y'all filming over here? Oh, no, I'm good. I'll go work out with these people. Y'all not serious. Like, I'm not trying to get my highlights out there. I don't want them to see what I'm cooking. And that's what I love about RJ Barrett. But the downside of RJ Barrett being 21 year or 40-year-old or 50 or 60-year-old in a 21-year-old body is he don't know how to social media right. And Puma, that you could tell, Puma forced him against his will to do this this TikTok trend. And it's funny because I feel like we got more meme faces out of it. Now, being a part of the Sleepy Eye Brigade with Tracy McGrady and RJ Barrett, I felt for RJ Barrett in this one a little bit. But here's Puma's video, RJ Barrett. Oh, we don't get the music with it? Oh, okay. I guess we get copyright. But look at the eyes, man. Look at the eyes, man. So he was just doing it. That thing. Yeah. Look at him. He's there waiting for it. He's like, okay, turn. All right, turn, RJ. There you go. Good job. You can tell he don't care about that. RJ just like, look, man. It was obligation. It was a Puma obligation. You could tell he was in the lobby. They're like, all right, we're gonna do this for our TikTok. Is that okay? Because this is Puma's TikTok. This ain't RJ's TikTok. This featuring RJ Barrett on their Puma TikTok. Yeah, man. Look, the kid is very talented at basketball. I'm excited about his next step. But yeah, social media, that's just not his thing. It ain't his thing. You can tell it right there. Yeah, is RJ Barrett meme worthy? Yeah, he's meme worthy for the wrong reason. Because you can take a still on some of those shots, and he's looking like it's all right. I love you, RJ. It's all good.
I think this is fitting because unbeknownst to you, every day on the Fumble Live, I take a screenshot because you always do a meme face. So I have about 10 that I'm just going to throw out like at a time one day. I'm going to be doing a story and I'm just going to make it a meme and I'm going to throw your face in there. So look how fitting it is. If you kind of RJ like that.
Yeah, no, we get it, man. Look, the Sleepy Eye Brigade, like it's a real thing. People, you don't understand. I'd be going on lives and in video. I at least have like 5 comments per video, like, "Yo, man, CK on that good." No, this is just how my eyes are. So I don't know, man. Well, RJ, it's all right, bro. I feel it, man. You know, you tried. It was a good attempt. Wasn't there, but it was a good attempt. Speaking of an attempt, but not being a good attempt, Jackie, you sound like you were cool with it. So I'm gonna need you to educate me on this one because to me, I thought I wasn't vibing with Swaggy's advice here, especially because the man don't know how to type on Twitter. This man said, if you have a kid with a gold digger, just quit your job.
Quit.
So I think I know what he means. I figured he meant quit. But can we get this tweet right here? So
trying to dodge child support. He's like, they're gonna take all your money.
Not having right. Don't have money
for them to take.
I don't think that's how that works, Nick. That's not how that works. That's not how it works. They just go take your couch and go take whatever you do have and give it to the mom. What you mean? I don't think that's how I get what he's trying to say. But nah, I thought Nick. So you co-signing Nick on this one?
I'm co-signing it, but I probably am taking it deeper than he probably meant it, especially since he didn't even spell it right. I'm thinking, he's basically saying, yo, if you're not going to be smart enough to not get with the gold digger or at least, strap up or make sure you do whatever you can to, because, you can get a vasectomy. Vasectomies are reversible. If you're not going to do whatever you're going to do, then just quit your job because she's going to take all your money anyway. So do better before you have to quit your job.
Nah, Jackie. That's too much Jackie than Nick Young. No. Yeah, you giving Nick Young way too much credit. Nick Young didn't say all that. He said if you get afraid that you need to quit your job. No. So he's already going to the no. If you're stupid enough to get to that point, sure. But yeah, this is how I felt. See, I'm with Sandy on this one. I mean, has this GIF ever been more pro? Yes. I'm looking at this. I was like, what? That don't make no damn sense, Nick. Nah, Jackie over here trying to save Nick Young.
I'm trying to help him because if you're only going to have $500 in your bank account anyway, after she take all your money, then what you doing for? You know what I mean? Like,
you might as well just don't work. Oh, man. Yeah, well.
Money, you're going to be out here having a grocery shop at the 99-cent store when she done with you. So just,
You might as well. Let me see. Let's see what the chat's saying. Let's see what chat agreeing and hey Ryan, I didn't know it, man. Sorry, this is personal. Ryan said, "Me too, CK. It's all good. Low I gang." Yes, sir. It's a thing, man. Look, man. People, we get attacked, man. I'm glad I got Ryan. We brothers, man. All right, but yeah, no, L Swaggy. So people, yeah, they're not co-signing Swaggy's advice. And PJ, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You already made one of the biggest mistakes. What you're not gonna do is you're not gonna take advice from Swaggy P. That's all I'm gonna say. He's
about to make another mistake, though. He's already hugged up with the new IG model. He might as well take Swaggy's
You might as well listen to Swaggy.
$10 a week. You're right. Gonna have in your account. Just quit. Just give up.
This man gonna be a broke multimillionaire. Yeah, for real. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, sticking to basketball, but the actual basketball side of basketball. So we showed you the WNBA wilding out right now, man. It is a jungle out there. We saw poor Sue Bird hit the hardwood after a crazy crossover, and now we got one of the loudest blocks you gonna ever see. And keep the memes to a minimum, because I know what y'all gonna say, but this damn block is serious to the point where you can hear it. Watch this damn block.
We're approaching the halfway point, and Tiara McCowan completely punches that ball out of bounds. Right here, but
She
Hayes
playing volleyball.
takes it in. McCowan's right on her.
Now the highlight don't do it justice. Yeah, block serious.
Hayes kind of
My girl almost broke her whole back and neck. But now hear the block one more time. She out here sending that thing to the first row.
We're approaching the halfway point, and Tiara McCowan.
Jackie Ray, my only question for you is, man, do you say she definitely fouled? My only question for you.
Playing volleyball back in the day. That was
playing volleyball. Oh, man, right. She came down on it. Yeah, nah. So my question for you, Jackie Ray, and chat too, you can play along as well. You rather get sent like that, get blocked that hard, or you can crossover so hard that you hit your face on the
block me.
Send it.
Block. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I can be like, oh, good job. You know, my ankle. If I'm doing the baby deer thing, that's hard to come back from. Block me.
Yep. Yep, 100%. 100%. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, block. I don't care. Make it. You can turn the volume even higher. Make it louder. If I get hurt on the play, I'd rather take that over being crossover the way that poor Super was crossed over yesterday. Yep. But chat, the question's open to you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm sure everyone's going to agree unless somebody disagrees, and you better give me some reason why. But yeah. So crazy block. Crazy, loud ass block. All right, so now here we are going back to Aaron Rodgers. Now I told y'all that I was a little worried about what has been happening, and it's only Wednesday. I was worried that what has been happening was going to happen after the Saints bludgeoned the damn Green Bay Packers. I was afraid that that media and everybody was going to make excuses for the Packers and say that it was the Packers are having an off day more so than the Saints just being on and smacking them up in that game. And here we are with another example of that. Aaron Rodgers trying to look at the bright side, but he's not taking it. And I appreciate Aaron Rodgers for that. But Aaron Rodgers on the season opener on the Pat McAfee show said it was just one of those days. I respect that. That's a good answer. You're right. It was not a good day, and the Saints came and they smacked you in the face. That's what it was. So I respect that answer. But then he talked about the fact that he got text messages about the Bucs losing 38-3 to the Saints, which we whooped them last year. I remember that. And they went out to win the Super Bowl. And then thank you, Aaron Rodgers, saying that's making a chicken salad out of chicken shit. But yes, thank you. Don't try to turn something out like you got beat. Aaron Rodgers, I appreciate you for taking the L and moving on to next week, because I'm seeing it all over the place. ESPN did like 12 segments. I didn't watch none of the videos because, like I said, I saw it on YouTube. I'm seeing clips everywhere. I'm seeing Jameis Winston smiling. I'm seeing Aaron Rodgers upset, and it's just a bunch of different titles. And they trying to turn this into the Packers might not be what. No, stop. The Saints did the damn thing. All right, I'm just tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. Let's watch the Packers blow out their next team on Sunday, and then what are you gonna say? Oh, maybe the Saints were just that real. Yes, we were that real. Jackie, is this irritating you as much as it's irritating the hell out of me? Because it's pissing me off. Like they trying to make excuses as if we're not that. Our defense didn't go out there and play real. My defense, the disrespect is so real. I'm about to go on a rant. I'm sorry, real quick. The defense is so real. I got the defense on my fantasy team, and I got laughed at like, yo, man, they only gonna get like 4 points a game. That my defense got the second most points on my entire team against the Green Bay Packers. And I started them with a smile on my face. I ain't worried about my defense. And then we can get a Jameis Winston 5 touchdowns. No, ain't no other quarterback threw 5 touchdowns this weekend without an interception. Jameis Winston, y'all favorite pick boy that y'all want to talk about throwing interception. He didn't throw a single interception. I would compare playing this game, and Michael Thomas didn't even play yet. Jackie, how you feeling? I'm hyped up. I'm so upset.
I love it.
I hate it.
Like going into that game, I was like, okay, I just want us to play well. And then we not only played well, we exceeded all of my expectations. It was like we were dialed in. We knew the assignment, and we carried it out. Especially when you saw Aaron. The thing that kind of irritated me was when you heard Al Michaels in the when he was calling it, and he was like, I gotta say that if anyone was going to turn over the ball in the red zone, I thought it would have been Jameis Winston. It's not.
He said that word for word. Word for word. That's exactly what he said, and it pissed me the hell. I'm so glad you brought that up. I was so hot, and then my friend's like, hey, that's funny. And I'm there. I was pissed off. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
And my whole thing with that was, it's like, okay, you've got these preconceived notions about who the Packers are, but you're not giving us any credit for who we are. And that's not, so this is just people downplaying who we are as a team. Y'all, they got beat. They got beat handedly, and we did really, really well. Stop making it that it's something else. That's what pissed me off. When he said that, I almost lost my entire stuff. I was like, bro, stop it.
He said that is word for word what he said. Aaron Rodgers throwing a pick there in the red zone. That's something I think we would expect more from Jameis. I was like, what? If this man got 4 touchdowns, are you not entertained?
Right.
I'm so sorry. That really pisses me off. But you're right. Who that? 1-0. Talk to us nicely. Anyways, we're moving on to the next one.
Make sure y'all stay tuned to what we not going to do, because the Green Bay Packer fans are going really deep into their excuses. You're going to love this, Chris, as to why it didn't work out. You're going to love this, Chris.
Great. I'm about to add on 5 more things to post just so I don't have to hear it. I do not want to hear it.
It's going to make you laugh. I promise.
All right. Okay.
Fans are crazy. It's going to make you laugh. I promise.
All right. Well, luckily we won't have to wait much longer, because we have one more post I want to show you guys. It's really cool story behind this one. Can you imagine now? I don't know about you guys. I hate burpees. We hate doing lines, suicides, all that kind of stuff. But one thing I was never a fan of was planking. Couldn't do it. Now imagine doing like a 3-minute, 5-minute set of planks, but add on 9 hours and 25 minutes, because that's what this man right here did. He set the Guinness Book World Record for the longest plank ever. On top of that, let me read you this tweet. In November 2020, Australian Daniel Scully, I hope I say your name right, all respect, 28, could barely hold a plank for 2 minutes. He also suffers from a rare nerve inflammation pain. And now he has set a Guinness World Record of 9 hours and 30 minutes of holding a plank. Check out this dude, this stud, this guy. Look at him. He has a whole condition, a whole situation. He was trying to beat his own condition. He's trying to beat it. He's trying to be better, to the point where he set a whole damn record. A whole damn record of 9 hours and 30 minutes. That is a whole 9 hours and 25 more minutes than I could ever do in my lifetime. Maybe if I put my mind to it, maybe a whole 9 hours and 20 minutes more than I could do in my lifetime. 9 hours and 30 minutes, Jackie Ray, on doing a plank. You saw it in the back. And I'm looking at his toes, and I'm concerned about his toes, too, for 9 hours with his toes like that. He going to be walking around looking like an elf. Like, he got to wear on elf shoes. Like, look at it. Like, shout out to my man right here. That is huge. That is a world record for sure. And that's very powerful, too, especially knowing what he was going through and being able to do that to the umph degree. That's really cool.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
You're like, yeah, cool. I guess. All right.
I mean, that's just. It's not on my list of things that I'm not. I mean, okay. Like, I don't have anything else.
How long are you planking for, Jackie?
I'm not planking at all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that.
There are other workouts.
I got a trainer for a while. When we were in the middle of the pandemic, I got a virtual trainer, and I need to go back and get him. But one of the things that he made me do, like off top, when I was like, oh, I haven't worked out in a while, and he was like, okay, let's start light, let's start small, let's do a plank. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. He said, well, let's just try it. I'm like, yeah, no, I've seen people do that. It's not something I want to do. He's like, it really builds core strength. You're not hearing me. I don't want to do the planking. I don't like it. It doesn't seem right. So I'm doing the planking. My whole body is shaking. Like, I'd rather run, and I hate running. I'd rather run a mile than to plank. There was nothing else he could have done? And how are his toes? Because your body, when you sleep on your arm for a couple hours, you gotta like slowly stretch it out, Like, what happens when your toes are like that for 9 hours? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Good for him, though.
Problem. I feel like you just inflaming the inflammatory problem. But I mean, congratulations.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Well, yeah, like I said, congrats. That's a big feat for him, but that's something that me and Jackie not gonna do. But Jackie, can you please, I reluctantly hand it over. Can you tell us what we not gonna do?
Yes. Let me warm up my hands here. Get this Green Bay cold off me, because this is fantastic. Because we've already talked about this. Y'all are out here just not giving my Saints any credit at all for the fact that they handled business. They looked fantastic. They dotted every I and crossed every T in that game, and that is a testament of things to come. It might also be a testament of things to come for Green Bay. One of the things Chris and I talked about off top was that Aaron did not look like Aaron. It wasn't even in the mistakes he was making. It was the lack of concern about the mistakes he was making, the lack of urgency about the mistakes he was making. And then he kind of just went over to the sidelines like, yep, I just threw that pick. Like, he didn't have anything else to really say about that. He was just kind of chilling. So let's break this down. They had 229 total yards of offense. They committed 3 turnovers and converted only 1 of their third down tries. Aaron Rodgers had 0 touchdowns, 2 picks, and a 36.8 passer rating. That is fantastic. That means that my Saints did their job. We did our job. That's what that means. I need you guys to say it with me. The Saints did their job. So, like I said, Aaron Rodgers didn't look fazed by that. And so instead of Packer fans going out there and going, dang, we need to really level up. The Saints had our number. They did their job. They was doing what they was supposed to do. We need to figure out some things. How do we make Aaron Rodgers happy about all the drama he's gone through with this team? Because he kind of just looked like he was flat out unhappy. Nope. Packers fans aren't saying any of that. Instead, they are confronting a situation that they feel like is a little weird. And I will give it to him. It is a little weird. If you guys don't know, in February, Aaron Rodgers announced that he is engaged to a woman named Shailene Woodley. He announced it very. Is there Shailene? Is it Shailene? I don't know. Shailene? Is it Shailene?
Shailene. Yeah, the actress.
Shailene Woodley. She's an actress. Yeah. I don't even know what she's acted in. I'm sure is it something that I don't know. It's I ain't watched it, whatever it is. But she's an actress. And the way that he announced it was just so blah. So I'm just going to read to you because he did it at the NFL Honors Awards. And he goes, 2020 was definitely a crazy year filled with lots of change and growth, some amazing, memorable moments, 180 straight days of having my nose hair scraped, playing for very little fans. I got engaged and I played some of the best football of my career. Call me crazy, but if you announce my engagement, I'm going to need it to be a little bit more than, yeah, I got engaged and, play some great football. Sir, no, I need it to be a thing. Maybe that was just too nonchalant. And that was the only thing he said about being engaged. And of course, now we know who he is engaged to. But that was literally the only thing that he said. So Packer fans have decided that it's the new fiance's fault. And that is why he did not play well. Cowboy fans, y'all remember this because y'all blamed Tony Romo for going down to, I think, Cabo with whatever the chick he was dating at the time, the singer, Jessica Simpson. And y'all was like, oh, it's Jessica's fault. Packers were like, we need to stay on that train. It's the new fiance's fault. Look at how this started. So it starts with this tweet from this guy named Randall. And he says, when all you needed was for Green Bay to cover the spread in order for your parlay to hit $350. So sad because they definitely did not cover the spread. And here it begins with the response from this next gentleman that he goes, it's Miss Woodley's fault. And then Randall goes, it's true. It's true. It is her fault. It's just so and then from there, everyone kind of chimes in onto this, yeah, it's her fault. Like, she's not good for him, blah, blah, blah. So then, now let me just preface this. I don't believe this is what Carson Palmer is saying, but the fans were like, oh, even Carson Palmer says that his fiance should be on the hot seat during the Dan Patrick show. So let me show you this clip that they're talking about. Take a look.
Goes to show you that even Aaron Rodgers can get rattled. He looked rattled from the jump. I mean, he looked like he was uncomfortable. He couldn't settle in and find his feet. He was harassed all day in the pocket. And that might be a little bit of this offseason catching up to him. There's no doubt in my mind Aaron will bounce back and have a Pro Bowl type caliber year. No doubt about it.
So you're saying, so fans took that when him saying the offseason is probably catching up to him. They're like, well, what did he do in the offseason? He got engaged. It has nothing to do with the fact of all the BS that he went through during the offseason. It's like, nope, he got engaged during the offseason. So to that interview, several people responded with that whole, it's the engagement. I'm just going to show you one because I didn't want to go through all of them. But let me show you the response to that, to Carson Palmer saying that he said, this puts Shailene Woodley on the hot seat. It's her fault that Aaron Rodgers did not play well. This is fantastic to me. If I was the fiance, I would play this to the hilt. Every Saturday night, I would be like, oh, I cannot take this anymore. Everyone's blaming me for Aaron Rodgers. I have called it off. We are over. And then every Sunday at the end of his game, I would show up to his game and be like, we worked it out. I would do that every week just because I'm petty like that. And I would do that all the time if you guys are going to be so ridiculous to say this about me. So what I'm not going to do is point and laugh at Green Bay fans because, that's what y'all get for not really owning the fact that you should be worried about the fact that a good team beat your team and you need to be better. So since y'all ain't going to give us credit, That's all I have to say about that. Chris, what do you think about this?
I would like to also add That's what I want to add to that as well. No, I mean, look, as a Knicks fan, we tend to look for any kind of excuse when things are not going well. So I get what they're trying to do. But like I said, man, put some damn respect on our name. It was more than that. And Carson Palmer, that's so funny. Yeah, the fact that they turned that into Shailene Woodley when obviously there was so much more that was going on behind the scenes with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers itself. That's just ignorance. They going for whatever they want to hear. But I got nothing else to add. These fans stupid. Maybe by week 4, if they're still 0-4, maybe we can put on the hot seat. I don't know, but I don't know. I think that's whack. Saints won it. James Winston's the problem. Who that?
I just thought that one was fun. And somebody said she played Triss on Divergent. So thank you, Gary. Now I know who she is. Kind of. I got to go back and watch that because Divergent is actually pretty good. But I don't remember it well enough to know. Was Triss the main character? I don't remember.
I don't know. I never watched Divergent. She just so happened to be in this movie that my girl made me watch about a month ago. It was like some stranded on a boat movie, and she was the main actress. I'm like, oh, that's the girl that's engaged to Aaron Rodgers, and that's all I knew her. That's it.
All right. Well, okay. I don't really know what I'm excited at, but I do know this. It's all her fault. So if I was you, I would play exactly like I said. I would break up with him every Saturday night, work it out every Sunday afternoon. That'd be fantastic. That is my name. But we're going to wrap up a little bit early on this hump day. Make sure you're here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to follow me on all things social media at JRayTheFanatic. Follow Chris at CK2K. You guys be safe, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.